Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for SpaceX's next masterpiece, the highly anticipated third-generation marvel of the Raptor family, Raptor 3, to make its grand debut. Looks amazing, right? This marks a significant milestone in SpaceX's development. Even more exciting, none other than SpaceX's founder Elon Musk himself has revealed the first images of this version, along with some astonishing revelations. So, what did Elon Musk reveal? How will Raptor 3 impact SpaceX and the aerospace industry? It can be said that after 4 integrated flights with significant strides, everyone has been eagerly anticipating major changes with Starship. Over the past year, we've seen specific developments in the production system, the test system, the launch system, and the new version of Starship. The last piece of the puzzle we've been waiting for is the new engine version, the Raptor 3. The anticipation for Raptor 3 has been immense because, unlike other systems, Raptor 3 was first leaked from tests in mid-2022. Since then, Elon Musk has continuously teased Raptor 3 in many company talks. I often found myself shouting, "Show it to us already!" And it seems Elon Musk heard my cries. On August 2nd, Musk unveiled the first image of Raptor 3 on X with the caption, "Raptor 3 SN1." To mark this important event, Musk even changed the cover image on his X page, featuring Raptor 3 standing in the middle, flanked by Raptor 1 and 2. As the tweet revealed, the engine proudly displays the notable number 1. Number 1 signifies a new beginning. Please respond with your own number 1 in the comment section down below to celebrate this meaningful milestone. Next, let's discuss what you're probably most interested in, the design. It looks extremely neat and simple, yet it implies a huge power behind the black covers. In fact, it matches the image that SpaceX revealed before. Musk described it as truly a work of art. Even Everyday Astronaut expressed his awe, saying, "This is absolutely absurd engineering to simplify an engine down like this." So how did SpaceX upgrade their monster? In the same tweet, Musk explained, "The amount of work required to simplify the Raptor engine, internalize secondary flow paths, and add regenerative cooling for exposed components was staggering." Visually, we can see that the small systems on version 1 or version 2 have almost disappeared. Only a few small sturdy pipes remain combined with large, highly unified systems. This indicates that complex and vulnerable systems have been eliminated or integrated altogether, thereby reducing many risks. When the systems have been integrated, SpaceX has chosen welding instead of screw or flange systems. This was mentioned by Musk recently in an interview with Everyday Astronaut. Welding helps unify the engine systems, avoiding many errors during operation. Musk also revealed that many parts are 3D metal printed into the wall of the part. Thanks to this approach, Raptor 3 features an upgraded cooling system. This system helps reduce the heat and pressure generated by the engine's thrust. This upgrade provides another significant advantage. Musk added, as a result, Raptor 3 doesn't require any heat shield, eliminating heat shield mass and complexity, as well as the fire suppression system. In a tweet responding to Everyday Astronaut, Musk reiterated, "And it no longer requires a heat shield. Everything is regeneratively cooled." In previous versions, the heat shield was essential due to the presence of many vulnerable systems. However, it could not completely protect the engine, as evidenced by the damage to super heavy engines in all 4 flights. Additionally, the heat shield added to the rocket's overall mass. With its removal, SpaceX demonstrates extreme confidence in the new design, ensuring that the engines are robust enough to withstand the harsh conditions of flight and testing. This change also aligns with SpaceX's plan to optimize its rockets by reducing mass. Reducing the mass is a significant improvement, but many are eagerly awaiting the increased power of Raptor 3. Musk confirmed this in his tweet. It is also lighter, has more thrust, and has higher efficiency than Raptor 2. SpaceX subsequently posted additional tweets to compare the specifications of all 3 Raptor versions. To provide some context, let's revisit the test that took place in the middle of last year. Musk later revealed the test results, which included impressive numbers. Specifically, Raptor 3 achieved 269 tons or 593,000 pounds of thrust. This would enable Super Heavy, equipped with 33 Raptor engines, to reach a total thrust of 8,877 tons, or a little bit over 19.5 million pounds. Furthermore, Raptor 3 achieved a chamber pressure of up to 350 bar, surpassing every other engine in existence. This number clearly surpasses the thrust capabilities of Raptor 1 and the current Raptor 2. According to SpaceX's tweet, Raptor 1 generates 185 tons of thrust, which, with a specific impulse of 350 seconds, weighing 2.08 tons, and the combined engine and vehicle side commodities and hardware mass is 3,630 kilograms. On the other hand, Raptor 3 achieves 230 tons of thrust at sea level and 259 tons in a vacuum, with a specific impulse of 347 seconds, weighing in at 1.63 tons, 63 tons, and the combined engine and vehicle side commodities as well as hardware mass is a total of 2,875 kilograms. This gives Super Heavy a maximum thrust of 7,590 tons, or 16.7 million pounds, and 1,464 tons for the ship. Currently, Starship's liftoff thrust is already double that of the Saturn V, and with the introduction of Raptor 3, those figures will become even more impressive. However, in an April presentation, Musk surprised everyone by revealing that Raptor 3 has different parameters compared to last year's test results. Specifically, in the presentation slide, Raptor 3 was introduced with a thrust of up to 280 tons at sea level and 306 tons in a vacuum. SpaceX's recent tweet also pointed out a specific impulse of 350 seconds, a weight of 1.525 tons, and an engine and a combined engine and vehicle side commodities and hardware mass of 1,720 kilos. With that thrust, Super Heavy with 33 engines can reach a maximum thrust of 9,240 tons, or 20.37 million pounds. As for the ship, it can reach 1,758 tons, or 3.88 million pounds, maintaining its position as the most powerful spacecraft. However, this may not be enough to satisfy SpaceX engineers who aim to upgrade this version even more. Musk stated, "The fundamental architecture is now right, but we will still make thousands of improvements." Are you interested in this? If so, comment "Let's go Raptor 3" down below. Then, while you're at it, like the video, share it, and subscribe to our channel, please, to continue following SpaceX's development journey, especially in regards to Raptor 3. The appearance of Raptor 3 will open up many prospects for SpaceX's Starship in the coming period. Firstly, it will significantly increase the production speed. Over 6 years ago, SpaceX started producing Raptor 1 in February of 2018. By July of 2021, after more than 3 years, they had produced 100 Raptor 1 engines, averaging about 11 days per engine. From the end of 2021, they switched to producing Raptor 2. By the end of 2022, they had produced 200 Raptor 2 engines, which equates to about 2 days per engine, a significant improvement. NASA officials then revealed that SpaceX only takes 1 day per engine. Now, with the introduction of Raptor 3, we can expect further breakthroughs. Its simplified design will likely enable SpaceX to produce multiple engines per day. Additionally, the upcoming Star Factory will further enhance production capabilities, pushing engine production to unprecedented levels and overwhelming all other competitors. Given the promising start with the first Raptor 3 engine, let's predict how many Raptor 3 engines will be produced within the next year. In the aerospace industry right now, rocket engines are continuously emerging, but perhaps none of them can achieve the capabilities of Raptor 3. A notable example is Blue Origin's BE-4, another methane engine. It is known for its complexity and slow production speed. We had to wait many years to see it in action at the Vulcan debut flight earlier this year. Not only has it lagged behind the Raptor in terms of production speed, but the last point of pride for the BE-4 engine over the Raptor engine, its separate thrust, will also be overshadowed by the release of the Raptor 3. The release of the Raptor 3 is extremely compatible with the development pace of Starship version 2. As Elon Musk described, Starship V2 will likely utilize Raptor 3. This combination will soon become a reality, as Musk revealed that there will be 6 V2 prototypes this year. Raptor 3 will make the release of V2 even more anticipated. However, Raptor 3 and V2 are probably just intermediate stages towards a final version. Musk mentioned their goal is to enable Raptor to reach 330 tons of thrust. This would help Starship achieve a liftoff thrust of more than 10,000 tons, or around 24 million pounds. This was confirmed in the FAA's Starship Florida Environmental Impact Statement last month and the recent FAA Draft Tiered Environmental Assessment for Starship at Starbase, Texas. According to these documents, the upgraded Starships are expected to achieve over 10,000 tons of thrust. This will define the future of SpaceX and the aerospace industry. However, before reaching those milestones, Raptor 3 will remain central to the upcoming developments. With its immense thrust, simplified design, and enhanced reliability, Raptor 3 stands out as a significant advancement. As SpaceX ramps up its Starship activities, Raptor 3 will play a crucial role. The industry will be watching closely to see how SpaceX leverages this new engine to drive innovation and impact the aerospace sector. There's no time to wait. Exciting developments are on the horizon. Starship hardware is in the final stages of preparation, ready to overcome the last obstacles on its path to Flight 5. Recently, Elon Musk and Gwynne Shotwell responded to ULA CEO Tory Bruno's critical remarks about the Raptor 3 release, drawing attention across the industry. Additionally, Rocket Lab has tested a new engine for its forthcoming reusable rocket, signaling its readiness to compete in the rapidly evolving space race. The countdown to the 5th integrated flight of Starship is in its final weeks, with anticipation building for the missions ahead. SpaceX has been diligently preparing for this significant event. Recently, the company shared a tweet on X featuring images of the two critical components for the flight, S-30 and B-12. The accompanying message was clear: Flight 5 Starship and Super Heavy are ready to fly, pending regulatory approval. Following the static fire on July 26th, S-30 was brought back to the production site for thorough checks on its engine system and heat shield. After a brief stint at the Rocket Garden for additional checks, it was moved to Mega Bay 2. One notable update to S-30 was the installation of a new Raptor vacuum engine. After the engine replacement, S-30 was transferred to Massey. Initially, it seemed another static fire test was on the horizon, but SpaceX opted for a spin prime test instead, indicating confidence in the new engine's reliability. With these steps completed, S-30 is finally prepared for the upcoming flight. Regarding B-12, following the static fire test on July 15th, it was returned to Mega Bay. Recently, the hot staging ring for B-12 has emerged, indicating that it is ready to be assembled onto the booster. With these preparations in place, both S-30 and B-11 are poised for the next phase. They are expected to proceed to the launch pad for wet dress rehearsal, likely within the next 2 weeks. The subsequent steps will be expedited in preparation for a potential launch in early September. However, everything is contingent on FAA approval. While the FAA is not investigating the recent mishap, they may be evaluating a proposal for catching the booster with the Mechazilla arm, which could extend the timeline. We anticipate an update on this license approval soon. In the tweet mentioned, SpaceX also noted additional booster catch testing and Flight 6 vehicle testing is planned while waiting for clearance to fly. Even before Flight 5 has launched, SpaceX is already preparing for Flight 6. Prototypes S-31 and B-13 are in development, and the booster catch test is being prepared with the rollout of B-14.1 to the launch pad. This indicates high expectations for future Starship missions and their catch capabilities. Regarding the schedule, based on SpaceX's determination, it is likely that Flight 6 will follow shortly after the completion of Flight 5. In the best-case scenario, it could occur by the end of this year or, at the very latest, early next year. Starship flights are set to continue at a rapid pace. Please show your support for SpaceX by commenting "Let's go," and don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on SpaceX's progress. In addition to Flight 5 preparations, you might have noticed the recent announcement of new Starship engine version Raptor 3. Congratulations have been extended to the SpaceX team for this significant achievement. However, ULA CEO Tory Bruno's response to this development was somewhat critical. Initially, Tory praised SpaceX's efforts, stating, "They have done an excellent job making the assembly simpler and more producible." However, he then made a controversial remark, so there is no need to exaggerate this by showing a partially assembled engine without controllers, fluid management, or TVC systems, then comparing it to fully assembled engines that do. This comment suggests that Tory Bruno may be underestimating the Raptor 3 engine. While the design of Raptor 3 focuses on simplicity, efficiency, and reliability, Tory's remarks imply he views these features as shortcomings, not recognizing the integrated approach that SpaceX is taking with this new engine. In response to Tory Bruno's comments, SpaceX's top leaders had notable reactions. Musk swiftly posted a test image of the Raptor 3 with the caption, "Raptor 3 first firing today." He followed up with a tweet showcasing ULA CEO Bruno's comment, accompanied by a brief message, "Lol." Musk provided further clarification in another tweet. All the small plumbing and wiring had to be deleted or incorporated into the primary structure because Raptor 3 will have no heat shield. Also, all parts have to be actively cooled in some way, so we added regenerative cooling where there was no existing fluid or gas flow. Gwynne Shotwell, SpaceX's president, took a more direct approach. She shared a Raptor 3 test image with a tweet, "Works pretty good for a partially assembled engine, smiley face." Her tweet highlighted the phrase partially assembled, referencing Tory Bruno's previous comment. The images from both leaders are impressive. They depict the upper part of the engine with frost, indicating the presence of liquid oxygen and methane, and the flame below showing signs of a mock diamond, a testament to Raptor 3's exceptional performance. These updates reinforce the Raptor 3's position as a leading engine in the future of rocketry. And those reactions have further highlighted ULA's challenges. Despite its reputation as a key player with rockets like Atlas, Delta, and the upcoming Vulcan Centaur, ULA has never developed its own engine. The Atlas V rocket, for instance, uses the Russian RD-180 engine, while the new Vulcan Centaur relies on Blue Origin's BE-4 engine. ULA's reliance on external engines has proven problematic, particularly with the BE-4, which has significantly delayed the Vulcan Centaur and caused upheaval in ULA's plans and operations. In contrast, SpaceX's Raptor 3, set to be installed on Starships, is poised to showcase impressive capabilities, countering any disparaging remarks from competitors. If you agree with this assessment, comment FIRE down below, or just put in the fire emoji. Now, shifting focus, let's explore an update from Rocket Lab regarding their new engine, Archimedes, which will power their upcoming reusable rocket, Neutron. On August 8th, Rocket Lab announced the successful completion of the first static fire test of their Archimedes engine at NASA's Stennis Space Center in Mississippi. The test pushed the methane/liquid oxygen engine to 102% of its rated power, with the exact burn duration undisclosed. Archimedes is designed to produce 165,000 pounds, or about 74 tons of thrust. Rocket Lab founder and CEO Peter Beck described the test as a major milestone, emphasizing the rapid progress. Hot-firing Archimedes is a major development milestone for Neutron, and our team has achieved it on an accelerated timeline. Taking a new staged combustion liquid rocket engine from clean sheet design to hot fire in just a couple of years is industry-leading stuff. Beck highlighted that the tested engine was a flight-ready version, distinguishing Rocket Lab's approach from other companies that often use downscaled prototypes before developing a flight-capable version. He added, "From here, it is about dialing the engine in, building a bunch more of them, and getting them rolling off the production line." This indicates that Rocket Lab is preparing to move quickly into full-scale production and further testing. Archimedes will power the Neutron rocket, designed to offer cost-effective, reliable, and responsive launch services for commercial and government missions. This aligns with Rocket Lab's broader strategy to establish a strong presence in the space industry. Rocket Lab's emphasis on reusability and efficient development sets it apart from competitors like Blue Origin and ULA, who face challenges with rocket reusability and delays. While Rocket Lab may not yet surpass SpaceX in capability or scale, their progress and innovative approach position them as a promising player in the space race. The coming months will be crucial as Rocket Lab continues to develop its systems and aim for significant impacts in space exploration. And I, for one, cannot wait to see what they strive for next. Stay focused as we approach the final stages of preparation for Starship Flight 5, with the anticipated launch date becoming clearer following recent updates from Elon Musk. Additionally, SpaceX's Falcon 9 encountered a brief setback with a scrubbed Starlink mission, only to follow up with a record-breaking launch shortly after. Rocket Lab also marked significant progress with the successful launch of their Electron rocket, highlighting important milestones for the company. SpaceX has announced that Starship Flight 5 is ready for launch, pending regulatory approval, sparking excitement within the space community. Although the official date isn't set, Elon Musk recently hinted at a potential timeline. Responding to a tweet on August 10th, Musk mentioned about 3 weeks, which suggests a possible launch around August 31st. This aligns with his earlier comments about a potential early September launch, reinforcing that SpaceX is on track. However, the launch date could still shift to early September due to the need for regulatory approval from the FAA. While SpaceX is eager to proceed, the company remains mindful of meeting all safety and regulatory requirements. As the final preparations near completion, the space community is on high alert for the official launch date announcement. Whether it happens at the end of August or early September, SpaceX is poised to take a significant step forward in its Starship program. As of now, the FAA has not provided any new updates regarding Starship Flight 5, which is causing some confusion. Although the FAA announced that it would not conduct a mishap investigation, there may be other factors at play. One plausible explanation is that Flight 5 includes new tasks, such as catching the Super Heavy booster with the Mechazilla arm, a task not covered in previous launch licenses. The FAA likely needs additional time to evaluate this and other new activities before granting approval. In addition to the booster catch, SpaceX may also attempt to reignite the Raptor vacuum engines in space, a task skipped in previous flights. Recent engine swaps and tests suggest SpaceX is preparing for this goal. Like the Mechazilla arm catch, this is another new activity requiring FAA review. Despite these new complexities, there's hope that the FAA will complete its evaluations within the 3-week time frame, which Musk mentioned, allowing Flight 5 to proceed on schedule. The interval between Flights 3 and 4 was less than 3 months, so there's optimism that the turnaround time between Flights 4 and 5 will be similarly brief. Feel free to share your predictions for the launch date in the comments section down below. The hardware for Starship Flight 5, including S30 and B12, has successfully completed its tests, with SpaceX finalizing preparations for the heat shield, engines, and hot staging. A wet dress rehearsal is expected soon. You might wonder why these components haven't been moved to the launch pad yet. The reason is that B14.1 is currently on the pad, where SpaceX is upgrading and testing the chopsticks, likely in preparation for a simulated catching test with B14.1. This crucial test is expected to be completed this week, paving the way for S30 and B12 to move to the launch pad next week for their final major test. All the final preparations for Flight 5 are intensifying, making the next 3 weeks at Starbase particularly exciting. There's still much work ahead, but anticipation is building. If you're as eager as we are to see Flight 5, let us know by replying "I'm ready" in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on SpaceX's progress. Wrapping up the Starship news, let's shift focus to Falcon 9, which recently experienced both an abort and a record-breaking mission. SpaceX aborted the launch of 23 Starlink satellites just 46 seconds before liftoff, initially scheduled for 7:21 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time on Sunday, August 11th from LC-39A. While SpaceX hasn't provided a specific reason for the unusual abort, they reassured everyone with a tweet confirming that both the vehicle and payload are in good health and they are resetting for a launch attempt on Monday, August 12th. If the Falcon 9 launches successfully on Monday, the first stage is expected to land on the drone ship, a short fall of gravitas in the Atlantic Ocean about 8 minutes after launch. This would mark the 17th launch and landing for this particular booster. Hopefully, this mission will resume smoothly, contributing to SpaceX's ambitious goal of 148 flights this year. In most cases, when a mission is scrubbed, space organizations halt all activities to reassess and plan for for the next attempt. However, SpaceX operates differently, showcasing the resilience and efficiency that set them apart from the competition. Following the recent Starlink mission abort, SpaceX immediately proceeded with another Falcon 9 launch, which not only continued their operations but also set significant records for the company. On July 11th at 10:02 p.m. EDT, a Falcon 9 rocket successfully lifted off from SLC-4E at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. This mission was particularly noteworthy as it marked the 22nd flight for this specific booster, a record-setting achievement in reusability and reliability. The Falcon 9 carried 2 Swedish spacecraft, part of the Arctic Satellite Broadband Mission, or ASBM, into a Molniya orbit. These satellites are designed to provide broadband communication capabilities in the Arctic region, a critical service for an area that is typically challenging to cover with traditional satellite or terrestrial networks. SpaceX's ability to quickly transition from an aborted mission to a successful launch demonstrates their commitment to maintaining a high launch cadence while pushing the boundaries of what reusable rockets can achieve. This approach not only keeps their ambitious schedule on track, but also reinforces their position as a leader in the aerospace industry. The Falcon 9's first stage returned to Earth approximately 8.5 minutes after launch, landing on the SpaceX drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You. This marked the 22nd successful landing of booster B-1061, further advancing SpaceX's reuse strategy. B-1061 is now the second Falcon 9 booster to achieve 22 launches and landings following B-1062, which reached the milestone on June 27th. SpaceX continues to push toward its ambitious goal of 40 launches and landings per booster, a feat unmatched by any other organization. Even the current record of 22 landings is a remarkable achievement for SpaceX. Overall, this mission marks the 337th landing of a Falcon booster. Additionally, it set another significant record as the 100th launch involving the Of Course I Still Love You drone ship, underscoring the critical role of this unique landing platform in SpaceX's operations. In orbit, approximately 42 to 48 minutes after liftoff, both spacecraft were successfully deployed by SpaceX. The mission's 2 satellites built by Northrop Grumman are part of the Arctic Satellite Broadband Mission. This mission is designed to expand broadband coverage to the Arctic region, serving both the U.S. Space Force and Space Norway. As for Falcon 9, this marks its 77th mission of the year, highlighting SpaceX's continued dominance in the industry. The rocket is on track to achieve a record-breaking 148 flights, underscoring its strong recovery following last month's incident. With 3.5 months remaining in the year, SpaceX aims to meet this ambitious goal with several critical missions ahead. Continued support for SpaceX is crucial as they progress toward this target. So go ahead and show it by commenting 148 in the comment section down below. Meanwhile, Rocket Lab is also making significant strides. On August 11th, the company successfully launched its 10th Electron mission of the year. The rocket took off at 9:18 a.m. EDT from Rocket Lab's New Zealand launch site, deploying an Earth-observing radar satellite for Capella Space, a California-based company. The mission proceeded smoothly, and approximately 57 minutes after liftoff, the rocket placed the Acadia 3 satellite into a circular orbit 382 miles or 615 kilometers above Earth. Named a sky full of SARs in reference to the Acadia 3's synthetic aperture radar capabilities, this launch was Rocket Lab's 5th for Capella Space, highlighting their strong partnership. As Rocket Lab described, Capella Space provides easy access to frequent and timely information affecting dozens of industries worldwide, including defense and intelligence, supply chain, insurance, maritime, and others. They further noted its market-leading SAR satellites are matched with unparalleled data infrastructure to quickly deliver reliable global insights that sharpen our understanding of the changing world, improving decisions about commerce, conservation, and security on Earth. This launch marked Rocket Lab's 10th Electron mission of the year and its 52nd overall. This year stands as the most active for the Electron rocket since its debut in 2017, and Rocket Lab has 3.5 months remaining to extend this record. With 52 missions, Electron has surpassed many industry giants such as Blue Origin and ULA. Notably, Rocket Lab has successfully reused their boosters multiple times, a feat shared only with SpaceX. It is clear that Rocket Lab is emerging as a significant competitor in the space race, with potential to challenge established players. We look forward to seeing how they continue to innovate and push the boundaries in the coming months. The situation is tense. Starship's future at Starbase faces new challenges as the FAA has announced the cancellation of SpaceX's proposal assessment meetings. This could impact the schedule for Flight 5. In response, SpaceX has taken strong measures to safeguard their plans. Meanwhile, China's recent rocket failures have resulted in significant debris, increasing the risk in space. Last month, the FAA generated significant excitement among SpaceX enthusiasts with an update that suggested the potential of up to 25 Starship launches per year. This promising development was accompanied by plans for public meetings to further discuss the proposal. The agency had scheduled in-person meetings on August 13th and the 15th, and a virtual one on the 20th. However, in a recent update, the FAA announced the cancellation of these sessions. The official reason for this decision has not been provided, but various sources suggest that the cancellations may be due to objections from community members and groups. These concerns include claims that the FAA review process inadequately addressed safety issues, lacked sufficient language options in the review documents, and provided a short comment period. Additionally, some objections have focused on the environmental impact of Starship operations, particularly noise concerns, although no injuries have been reported to date. The community's response highlights the need for more comprehensive engagement and consideration before moving forward with the ambitious launch schedule. And I also hope this issue will not affect Flight 5. According to Elon Musk's estimate, the flight is approximately 3 weeks away. All the hardware is prepared, the only remaining hurdle is the FAA's decision. Despite the current obstacles, I believe everyone watching this video supports SpaceX, Starship, and Flight 5. Please comment, let it fly, to show your support for SpaceX in overcoming these challenges. Also, like, share the video, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on SpaceX's progress. Continuing with the issues surrounding Starship at Starbase, another factor in the FAA's delay may be related to recent criticisms from CNBC. The news outlet has highlighted concerns that SpaceX may have violated regulations regarding water use and discharge during Starship testing and launch processes. CNBC reported that SpaceX has been discharging polluted water into the surrounding area without the necessary permits from the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, or TSEC, or the Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA. The report also noted that the wastewater contained high levels of pollutants, including mercury, which could be harmful to both humans and wildlife. In response to these allegations, Elon Musk tweeted, "CNBC sucks." SpaceX issued an unusually lengthy tweet demonstrating their strong reaction to what they considered to be an inaccurate portrayal by CNBC. In their tweet, SpaceX emphasized that the Starship's water-cooled flame deflector system is critical equipment for SpaceX's launch operations, and it ensures flight safety and protects the launch site and surrounding area. They clarified that the water used for this deluge system is potable or drinking water, and noted that similar systems are employed at numerous large launch facilities across the US and globally. Regarding the allegations of discharging wastewater without proper authorization, SpaceX stated that they had worked with both the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality and the Environmental Protection Agency to secure the necessary permits for their water use and discharge activities. To support their claims, SpaceX provided a detailed timeline of their interactions with these agencies. SpaceX further asserted that the TSEC and EPA had approved their operations, confirming that their systems did not harm the environment. They highlighted several factors to bolster their credibility, including the use of clean water, the cleaning procedures at the launch pad before operations, the evaporation of water during rocket launches, and the confirmation of wastewater safety. They also pointed to their measures for monitoring soil and air quality, including mercury levels, and their efforts to prevent wastewater from contaminating local groundwater. Additionally, they presented data showing the minimal impact of their discharge process on the surrounding area. Clearly, despite facing unreasonable accusations from some individuals and major newspapers, SpaceX has demonstrated their commitment to adhering to regulations. The evidence they have provided strongly counters the accusations, making them appear baseless. In their tweet, SpaceX firmly asserted, "With Starship, we're revolutionizing humanity's ability to access space with a fully reusable rocket that plays an integral role in multiple national priorities, including returning humans to the surface of the moon. SpaceX and its thousands of employees work tirelessly to ensure that the United States remain the world's leader in space, and we remain committed to working with our local and federal partners to be good stewards of the environment." Controversy over various issues is inevitable, and the Starship project is no exception. The objections raised during the FAA assessment and the criticisms from CNBC highlight this ongoing challenge. However, the long-term benefits of the Starship project to Texas and the US are significant. Some individuals and organizations may not fully appreciate these benefits and may focus on environmental concerns as a means to obstruct the project. But what will they gain from such obstruction? How will they respond if Starship eventually has to move its operations outside the US? Therefore, I hope that those who understand the crucial role of SpaceX and Starship will continue to support them as they navigate these obstacles and strive for further development. Well, with that addressed, let's shift our focus to another update concerning Dragon. In my previous update, I mentioned that SpaceX's Axiom 4 crew mission scheduled for October this year had been confirmed with its crew members. However, there has been a recent development regarding this mission. Axiom Space's next astronaut mission to the International Space Station will now be delayed by several months, pushing the timeline into 2025. This delay is due to necessary interagency approval processes. NASA announced on X, Axiom Mission 4, or AX4, the fourth private astronaut mission to the space station, is now targeted to launch no earlier than spring of 2025 from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The AX4 crew members are pending approval to fly to the orbiting lab by the Multilateral Crew Operations Panel. The crew will train with NASA, international partners, Axiom Space, and SpaceX for their flight. As of now, Axiom Space has not provided any comments on the delay, and NASA has not disclosed additional details regarding the reasons for the postponement. In my opinion, the delay is most likely related to the ongoing issues with Boeing's Starliner spacecraft. It remains uncertain whether Boeing will be able to resolve these problems and return their spacecraft and astronauts next month. The delay with Starliner is creating congestion on the ISS, and I hope the Axiom 4 delay is not an indication that Starliner will remain on the ISS until next year. That would be a significant setback. However, it's important to stay positive. The Axiom 4 mission is only delayed, not canceled. With the new schedule in place, I am hopeful that SpaceX and the other involved organizations will collaborate effectively to ensure the mission proceeds smoothly. And finally, let's address a recent notable update from China concerning rocket failures in space. On August 8th, a Chinese Long March 6A rocket launched the first 18 satellites for the Tianfan, or Thousand Sails, broadband network, which aims to eventually deploy up to 14,000 satellites. This launch marks the beginning of a significant Chinese internet mega constellation. While the rocket successfully placed the satellites into low Earth orbit at an altitude of about 500 miles or 800 kilometers, the upper stage of the rocket disintegrated shortly after, creating a cloud of debris that is now orbiting Earth. As United States Space Command described, US Spacecom can confirm the breakup of a Long March 6A rocket launched on August 6, 2024, resulting in over 300 pieces of trackable debris in low Earth orbit. US Spacecom has observed no immediate threats and continues to conduct routine conjunction assessments to support the safety and sustainability of the space domain. Following this, Leo Labs, a company that monitors low Earth orbit with a global network of radars, reported at least 700 debris fragments and potentially more than 900. Trackable debris typically refers to objects that are at least 4 inches or 10 centimeters in diameter. The newly formed debris cloud undoubtedly contains many smaller shards that are too small to track. This incident is not the first time a Long March 6A upper stage, which weighs about 12,800 pounds or 5,800 kilograms without propellant, has resulted in a debris cloud. On November 12th of 2022, another upper stage broke apart shortly after deploying the Yunhai 3 weather satellite. That event produced 533 pieces of trackable debris by January of 2023, according to NASA statistics. It can be observed that China is pursuing space development with significant aggressiveness, but there appears to be a troubling disregard for safety. Recently, China has faced multiple incidents with dangerous rocket launches that have had impacts on surrounding residential areas. Now, the situation extends into space with the creation of hazardous debris. This debris poses a considerable risk to operational spacecraft and satellites, potentially jeopardizing the safety of both crewed and uncrewed missions. Such occurrences underscore the urgent need for stricter regulations and international oversight to ensure that space activities are conducted responsibly. While space exploration and development are crucial for advancing our understanding and capabilities, ensuring safety must remain the top priority. Without stringent controls and adherence to safety protocols, the risks of space debris and other hazards will only increase, posing threats to both current and future space operations. Dragon, the world's leading crewed vehicle, continues to carve out its place in history. While Boeing's Starliner remains stuck at the ISS, SpaceX is making 2024 its most active year yet for Dragon missions. To cap off this remarkable year, SpaceX has made an unexpected announcement about an unprecedented crew mission that could significantly impact the future of crewed spaceflight. What's even more impressive is that this mission will achieve something that powerful space giants like NASA and Russia's Roscosmos have not been able to accomplish in the past. So what exactly is this groundbreaking Dragon crew mission? And how will it influence the trajectory of space exploration? Before diving into this exciting mission, I need to clarify something from a previous episode. I mentioned that Dragon could potentially launch 5 crewed missions this year. Unfortunately, the Axiom 4 mission has been delayed to early 2025, which might seem to challenge that prediction. But don't worry, SpaceX has something even bigger planned to replace Axiom 4, and that's what we'll discuss today. On August 12th, SpaceX announced a new crewed mission called Fram 2, named after the Norwegian ship that made pioneering voyages to the North and South Poles between 1893 and 1912. This private mission will feature 4 astronauts, and according to SpaceX's announcement on X, Fram 2 will become the first human spaceflight mission to fly over and explore the Earth's polar regions from orbit. The mission has already generated significant buzz. Musk, SpaceX's founder, simply tweeted, "This is cool." Jared Isaacman, the commander of the Polaris Dawn mission, another notable private mission involving Dragon, has chimed in saying, "This looks like a cool and well thought out mission. I wish the Framonauts the best on this epic exploration adventure." Polaris program, Inspiration 4, Axiom, and now Fram 2 showcase what commercial missions can achieve thanks to SpaceX's reusability and NASA's vision with the Commercial Crew program. All just small steps towards unlocking the last great frontier. Even the popular space content creator Everyday Astronaut shared that he had a brief conversation with the 4 Fram 2 astronauts, indicating that this mission is already capturing the imagination of many within the space community. In fact, back in 1986, NASA had plans for a similar mission, using the space shuttle as part of a classified military operation. However, the mission was ultimately canceled following the tragic Space Shuttle Challenger disaster that same year. Afterward, NASA chose not to restart the mission, likely due to the high difficulty involved and complexities of executing such a mission. Additionally, they didn't opt to collaborate with another private company to bring this mission to fruition. Now, decades later, SpaceX is stepping up to complete this task for NASA using their own advanced technology. Are you excited about this mission? If so, please respond yes in the comments section. Then, like and share this video, as well as subscribe to the channel to stay updated on SpaceX's ongoing journey. Now let's dive back into the mission details. The 4 crew members of the Fram 2 mission have been confirmed, and here they are. The mission commander, Chun Wang, is an entrepreneur and adventurer hailing from Malta. Janek Mikkelsen, the vehicle commander, comes from Norway and has experience working in some of the world's most dangerous areas, including the Arctic. Serving as the vehicle pilot, Eric Phillips is an Australian professional explorer who has participated in numerous expeditions to both polar regions. And finally, Rabia Raghi, the mission specialist, is a robotics expert from Germany. Although they are all experts in their respective fields, all 4 astronauts will be participating in a space mission for the very first time. On X, 3 of the astronauts, Janek Mikkelsen, Eric Phillips, and Rabia Raghi, have expressed their happiness and excitement about being selected as members or Framonauts of this mission. Now, let's get into what you're probably most curious about. What makes this mission so special? According to SpaceX, Fram 2 will be the first human spaceflight mission to explore Earth from a polar orbit and fly over the Earth's polar regions for the very first time. This groundbreaking mission aims to highlight the crew's spirit of exploration, bring a sense of wonder and curiosity to the public, and showcase how technology can push the boundaries of Earth's exploration through the mission's research. The plan for this mission is to last between 3 to 5 days. During this time, the crew will observe Earth's polar regions from Dragon's cupola at an altitude of 425 to 450 kilometers above Earth. This altitude is within the same range as the ISS's orbit. However, in this mission, the spacecraft will not dock with the ISS. Instead, it'll spend the entire time flying around the Earth and conducting observations. The chosen altitude will allow SpaceX to gain valuable insights from space physicists and citizen scientists as they study unusual light emissions that resemble auroras. A major highlight of this mission is that the spacecraft will observe Earth from a polar orbital view, specifically with an inclination of about 90 degrees to the equator. This sets a new record compared to many previous flights or systems. For instance, Russia's Vostok 6 spacecraft in 1963 flew at an angle of only 65 degrees, while the Space Shuttle flew at about 57 degrees. The International Space Station, or ISS, currently observes Earth at an inclination of just 51.6 degrees. The Fram 2 website emphasizes this by stating the North and South poles are invisible to astronauts on the International Space Station, as well as to all previous human spaceflight missions except for the Apollo lunar missions, and even then, only from far away. This new flight trajectory will unlock new possibilities for human spaceflight. SpaceX has also outlined specific tasks for this mission, which can be divided into two main parts. First, the crew will study green fragments and mauve ribbons of continuous emissions, comparable to the phenomenon known as STEVE, which is short for Strong Thermal Emission Velocity Enhancement, which has been measured at an altitude of approximately 400 to 500 kilometers above Earth's atmosphere. Second, the crew will work with SpaceX to conduct a variety of research aimed at better understanding the effects of spaceflight on the human body. This includes capturing the first human X-ray images in space, utilizing just-in-time training tools, and studying the effects of spaceflight on behavioral health, all of which will contribute to the development of tools necessary to prepare humanity for future long-duration spaceflight. These are all crucial missions that will allow for the study and exploration of the polar regions from an entirely new perspective, potentially unveiling a wealth of new knowledge about these remote areas. The mission's results will provide valuable data for future space exploration, especially for long-duration and distant missions. Regarding the schedule, SpaceX announced that Fram 2 will launch on a Falcon 9 in Florida later this year, though the exact date and launch pad have not yet been determined. The vehicle for this mission will be the Endurance prototype, which was previously used in the Crew 7 mission as well in Crew 3 and 5. In addition to the unique features we've already discussed, this upcoming mission will further solidify SpaceX and Dragon's dominance in the aerospace industry. If all goes as planned, Fram 2 will be Dragon's 5th crewed mission of the year, taking the place of the delayed Axiom 4 mission. This would still make 2024 Dragon's most active year since its debut. For context, SpaceX launched 2 crew missions in 2020, then increased that to 3 missions in 2021, 2022, and 2023. Clearly, Dragon's role is critical to both government and private customers, and its achievements, both past and present, continue to surpass all other competitors in the industry. Overall, Fram 2 will mark the 6th private mission for SpaceX's Dragon, following Inspiration 4, Axiom 1, Axiom 2, and Axiom 3, as well as Polaris Dawn. If all goes as planned, this will be Dragon's 16th crewed mission, a remarkable feat when compared to other vehicles in the industry. For instance, Starliner, another vehicle in NASA's Commercial Crew program, took years to launch its first test mission and has yet to make a return. Thanks to these impressive launch achievements, SpaceX has set yet another record. According to the mission description, in the past 4 years, SpaceX has launched 13 human spaceflight missions, safely flying 50 crew members to and from Earth's orbit, and creating new opportunities for humanity to live, work, and explore what is possible in space. Alongside its crewed missions, SpaceX proudly announced that they have launched 46 missions overall, delivering critical supplies, scientific research, and astronauts to the International Space Station, while also opening the door for commercial astronauts to explore Earth's orbit. Indeed, with these accomplishments, Dragon's dominance in the space industry seems unbeatable. While Starliner continues to face challenges with its test crew mission, and Dream Chaser, despite its potential, has yet to fly due to launch vehicle issues, Dragon's leadership in the coming years appears certain. But before we look too far ahead, let's celebrate this incredible year of 2024 together. SpaceX is set to launch 2 more crewed missions before the year's end, Crew 9 and Polaris Dawn. These missions will further establish SpaceX's role on the ISS and demonstrate their capability in executing one of the most challenging space tasks, the spacewalk. And as we approach the end of this remarkable year, we'll be treated to the Fram 2 mission, offering a fresh perspective on the icy extremes of our planet. With everything in place, the countdown to this momentous event has begun. SpaceX never stops breaking boundaries. 10 years ago, they stunned the world by vertically landing a Falcon 9 rocket on a sea platform, known as a drone ship. Now, they're pushing the envelope again with their next-generation rocket, Starship. Yes, SpaceX has ambitious plans to recover their massive Starship rocket in the middle of the ocean. But how exactly do they plan to achieve this? What potential benefits does this bring? And what challenges must they overcome to make this a reality? SpaceX has completed 4 integrated flights of Starship, demonstrating a stable ascent process and gradual improvements in navigating the harsh re-entry process. With this solid foundation, SpaceX is now targeting the next critical milestone, landing. When it comes to landing, most people think of the Mechazilla arm, the method SpaceX is primarily focused on and plans to implement in Flight 5. However, looking further into the future, SpaceX is considering multiple landing methods for Starship. One notable method is landing on a drone ship similar to the technique currently used for the Falcon 9. This method has moved from concept to a concrete plan, now under consideration by the FAA. The proposal, included in the FAA's Draft Environmental Impact Statement, or EIS, for Starship operations in Florida, outlines plans for landing the Super Heavy booster downrange in the Atlantic Ocean on a drone ship, and landing Starship on a drone ship. Starship will launch from Launch Complex 39A in Florida, marking the beginning of its ambitious journey. After the initial launch, the 2 stages will separate. The Super Heavy booster will land on a drone ship in the Gulf of Mexico, a strategic maneuver that SpaceX has already executed successfully in previous missions. Meanwhile, Starship will continue its flight, aiming to complete its mission objectives before returning to Earth. Upon return, Starship will land on a drone ship in a designated ocean area. The FAA's Draft Environmental Impact Statement for Starship, Florida, does not specify these locations in detail. However, another FAA document, the Draft Tiered Environmental Assessment, for SpaceX Starship at Boca Chica, Texas, outlines several potential landing sites. The first area is the Gulf of Mexico, a familiar site where the Super Heavy booster has landed in recent missions. Beyond that, the North Pacific Ocean is another option, with landing zones either between the Hawaiian Islands and the US mainland or west of Hawaii near the central region of the Pacific Ocean. The South Pacific Ocean offers another potential site located along the west coast of the South American continent. Finally, the Indian Ocean, where Starship landed on its last flight, provides a vast expanse stretching from the west of Australia to the east of Madagascar. In all of these locations, SpaceX has 2 plans for Super Heavy and Starship: expending the stages or landing them on a drone ship. We will focus on the second method, as expending stages is not aligned with SpaceX's long-term goals. Of course, landing on a drone ship offers numerous advantages. Firstly, it allows for greater flexibility. A spacecraft may not always be able to return and land at a specific fixed location. In such cases, the drone ship, with its mobility, can move to the optimal recovery site, ready to pick up the Starship and Super Heavy. This approach addresses the limitations of landing in a designated landing zone or using the Mechazilla arm, which can involve challenges related to controllability and fuel requirements. Another significant advantage of drone ship landings is safety. Landing in an offshore location minimizes potential impacts on surrounding systems. In the event of an accident, the ocean can absorb the explosion and debris, unlike land-based landings where debris could be scattered widely, posing risks to nearby structures and equipment. This is a notable concern with the Mechazilla arm method, which requires high precision and poses risks to surrounding infrastructure, particularly tank farms. Drone ships mitigate this risk by providing a safer, more isolated landing environment. Of course, this doesn't diminish the capabilities of the Mechazilla arm system. Each method has its distinct advantages. The ARM excels in the ability to quickly recover and turn around the spacecraft, a feat that drone ships cannot match. This rapid turnaround is crucial for SpaceX's goal of high-frequency launches. To put drone ships into regular operation, SpaceX needs to address how to quickly recover Starship to meet the high launch demands of the future. This requires careful research and innovative solutions. Another challenge involves modifying Starship's design to accommodate drone ship landings. The Falcon 9 booster, for example, uses landing legs in order to touch down safely, a feature that current Starship models lack. Integrating landing legs could be essential not only for drone ship landings, but also for future missions involving lunar or Martian landings. As a fan of Starship with landing legs, I hope SpaceX will consider this upgrade, enhancing Starship's versatility and ensuring safe landings across various environments. Or, for those who, like me, appreciate both landing methods, there's an intriguing solution: building towers on drone ships. This approach would enable Starship, even without landing legs, to land on a drone ship. It'd be simpler if the platform had high stability like the 2 oil rigs SpaceX previously owned. However, using drone ships would still offer greater flexibility. SpaceX might increase the size and stability of their drone ships to accommodate this method because, as the FAA described, future Starships could reach 150 meters and generate immense thrust. Successfully implementing this would unlock tremendous potential. Landing on a drone ship wouldn't interfere with other landing methods. Instead, it would provide more options for SpaceX and further extend Starship's global impact. If you find this exciting, please let me know in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to our channel to keep up with SpaceX's development journey. As mentioned earlier, drone ship landings have significant potential, including for the Starship Earth-to-Earth plan. SpaceX has been considering Earth-to-Earth travel for quite some time, and with Starship's recent advancements, it's time to take the first steps. According to the FAA document, SpaceX will have a landing site in the Indian Ocean. However, some hypotheses suggest the landing site could be closer to the west coast of Australia. Why Australia? Well, Australia is a vital US partner in various fields, and landing on a drone ship would strengthen SpaceX's cooperation with Australia and the US. After landing on the drone ship, Starship would be towed to an Australian port for refurbishment. You might wonder how quick recovery is possible given Australia's distance from the US. This aligns well with the Earth-to-Earth plan. SpaceX plans to build multiple launch pads worldwide akin to airports for civil aircraft. They could construct launch towers in Australia pending approval and establish a fuel system. Geographically, Australia is opposite of the US, making it an excellent location for Starship's first base outside the US. If successful, SpaceX could expand launch towers to other locations. Starship could then land on the tower or the drone ship, undergo refurbishment, and relaunch. This setup not only increases flexibility, but also enhances SpaceX's global reach. The potential for this approach is immense. But besides the significant advantage of using drone ships to extend Starship's influence globally, this strategy is essential for Starship's long-term space plans. However, SpaceX faces many challenges ahead. In addition to quickly recovering Starship and potentially adding landing legs, they will need a robust fleet of drone ships. Currently, with a few dozen Falcon 9 boosters, SpaceX requires 3 drone ships, and even that isn't always sufficient, occasionally necessitating land-based landings. In the future, SpaceX plans to have hundreds of Starship prototypes. According to the EIS plan in Florida, the FAA has indicated up to 40 Starship flights per year, and the plan at Starbase includes up to 25 flights annually. Ultimately, SpaceX's goal is thousands of flights per year to facilitate Mars colonization. This ambitious target will require numerous drone ships worldwide to meet the demand, which is crucial for the Earth-to-Earth plan. Even before Starship officially enters operation, its potential is already astronomical. The need for a powerful fleet of drone ships and efficiency recovery methods will be critical in realizing SpaceX's vision for Starship and its broader objectives in space exploration and interplanetary travel. Landing Starship on drone ships represents a bold leap forward, pushing its potential to new heights. This approach embodies a future where frequent launches, rapid recoveries, continuous reuse, and global operations become the norm. An ambitious vision that even pioneering organizations like NASA once deemed unattainable. Yet, SpaceX is poised to transform this vision into reality, positioning itself as a leader in aerospace innovation. Skeptics might view this as unrealistic, but history shows that similar doubts were once voiced about SpaceX's ability to land Falcon 9 boosters on drone ships. As we bear witness, SpaceX continues to challenge the limits of what's possible and redefine the boundaries of space exploration. Well, folks, that's about it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, this has been Kevin from Great SpaceX. Until next time, keep looking up.